Your dog knows you're leaving before you say a single word. Not because they can read the future, but because they have already learned the language of your departure. The shoes by the door, the sound of your keys, the way your hand reaches for the bag, the way your voice becomes softer, faster, or strangely emotional. And in those final 30 seconds before you walk out, your dog may receive a message you never meant to send. To you, it feels like love. One more hug, one more kiss, one more sad little goodbye. But to your dog's nervous system, it can feel like a warning. Something is changing, something is wrong. My person is about to disappear. Many loving owners accidentally turn goodbye into a trigger. Not because they are careless, but because they are human. We think comfort means more emotion, more words, more affection, more reassurance. But an anxious dog does not always need a louder goodbye. Sometimes they need a quieter nervous system beside them. Here at Paws Mind, we do not call this clinging. We do not call it being spoiled. We call it a nervous system asking for safety. Because when your dog watches you leave with those still, worried eyes, they are not trying to control you. They are trying to understand distance. They are trying to understand why the safest person in their world is walking away. If your dog has ever looked at you like that before you left the house, comment 1 below. Not because it is cute, but because that look means something. It means love is trying to make sense of absence. Most owners make one quiet mistake before they leave. They increase the emotional volume of the room. They rush from one place to another. They grab their keys. They check their phone. They speak quickly. Then, right before leaving, they suddenly turn toward the dog with intense affection. A high voice, a tight hug, a worried face, a dramatic goodbye. And the dog feels the shift. Dogs are masters of small signals. They notice your shoulders, they notice your breathing, they notice when your mind has already left the house before your body has reached the door. According to welfare-based guidance from groups like the RSPCA, dogs often show stress through small body signals, such as lip licking, pinned ears, yawning, pacing, stiffness, or avoiding eye contact. But many humans miss those signs because the dog is not barking. They are not destroying anything. They are just quietly changing inside. So, before you leave, do not fill the room with nervous energy. Become the calmest thing in it. Stand near your dog for a moment. Let your shoulders drop, soften your face. Breathe slowly. Give them a gentle look for 1 or 2 seconds. Not a stare, not a command. Just a soft, steady connection. Then calmly look away first. That tiny moment can tell your dog something powerful. Nothing terrible is happening. This is normal. I am leaving, but this is not an emergency. To a dog, your body often speaks louder than your words. So if your mouth says, "See you later," but your face says, "I am so sorry," your dog may believe the face. If your hands are frantic, your footsteps are fast, and your voice is full of guilt, your dog may not hear love. They may hear alarm. This is why the goal is not to make goodbye more emotional. The goal is to make goodbye feel safe, quiet, predictable, ordinary, because ordinary things do not need panic. Anxiety does not only live in the mind, it lives in the body. You can see it when your dog licks their lips, when their ears pull back, when their body becomes stiff, when they follow you from room to room with a restless, searching look, when they cannot settle even though nothing has happened yet. Their body is already preparing for separation. Many owners respond with a quick pat on the head, but for an anxious dog, fast, distracted touch can sometimes add more stimulation. It can feel sudden, it can feel confusing. It can make the body more alert instead of more relaxed. What many dogs need is predictable touch. Slow touch, safe touch. If your dog enjoys being touched, place your hand gently near the chest or shoulders. Use slow circular strokes. Keep your movement steady. Do not force it. Do not hold them tightly. Do not trap them in affection. The key is consent. If your dog pulls away, turns their head, stiffens, freezes, or avoids your hand, stop. That is not rejection. That is communication. Calming touch must feel safe to the dog, not just meaningful to the human. Think about your own body after a hard day. Sometimes one calm hand on your shoulder says more than 100 words. It tells the body, I am not alone inside this feeling. That is what your dog may need. Not pity, not panic, not a goodbye full of guilt, but regulation. A calm body beside their worried body. A steady rhythm before the door closes. And then comes the hardest part for loving owners. You have to make your exit boring. This feels wrong at first, because love wants to linger. Love wants to kneel down. Love wants to say, I will miss you. Love wants to look back one more time. But for a dog with separation anxiety, the long emotional goodbye can become a trigger pattern. The sad voice, the extra hug, the repeated words, the slow walk to the door, the final look back. The dog learns that this emotional ceremony always happens before the person disappears. And over time, the ceremony itself becomes the warning. The panic starts before you leave, because the dog has already recognized the pattern. So stop leaving with an apology in your body. Move normally. Speak less. Keep your voice calm and flat. Say one simple phrase, see you later, then leave. No second goodbye. No dramatic pause. No looking back through the window. No returning to give one more kiss. Because every time you come back during the goodbye ritual, your dog may learn that distress can pull you back. And that makes the next goodbye even harder. This is not cold. This is not unloving. This is leadership through calmness, not dominance, not control. Calm guidance. The goal is not to convince your dog that leaving is sad. The goal is to teach them that leaving is ordinary. And when leaving becomes ordinary, the body slowly learns. I have felt this before. The door closed before. My person came back before. I survived this before. There is another quiet tool many owners forget. Your scent. To your dog, your scent is not just a smell. It is information. It is memory. It is proof that you belong to this space. This is why dogs steal socks. This is why they sleep on your side of the bed. This is why they curl up on a sweater you were about to wash. They are not trying to be messy. They are trying to stay close to the invisible version of you. Before you leave, you can place a recently worn t-shirt near their favorite resting spot. No perfume, no strong detergent smell, no buttons or small pieces they could chew. Just your natural scent. Something soft, something safe, something that carries the quiet message of you. For some dogs, this becomes an emotional bridge. Not a replacement for you, but a reminder. My person belongs here. This place still smells like safety, and safety has not disappeared. Sound can also shape the room after you leave. Many people leave the television on for their dog. Sometimes it helps. But sometimes sudden commercials, loud voices, doorbells, sirens, or barking dogs on screen can startle them. A better choice may be soft nature sounds, rain, gentle wind, low classical music, a calm, steady background that does not suddenly explode with noise. But here's the important part. Start the sound before you leave. Maybe 5 minutes before. Let it become part of the normal atmosphere. not another signal that you are about to disappear. Because if the music only starts when you grab your keys, your dog may learn that the music means goodbye. And then even the calming sound becomes a warning. The secret is not just what you use, it is how predictable and ordinary it feels. You cannot control every sound outside. You cannot stop every car door, every neighbor, every distant bark. But you can make the inside of your home feel steadier, softer, more familiar, less like a place where panic has to take over. And we need to debunk one harmful myth. An anxious dog is not trying to dominate you. They are not trying to be the alpha. They are not punishing you for leaving. Modern behavioral understanding has moved far beyond the old dominant story. Even the researcher L. David Meck, whose early wolf work helped spread the alpha idea, later clarified that the term was widely misunderstood when applied to natural wolf families. Your dog does not panic because they want power. They panic because connection equals safety. And when safety walks out the door, their nervous system does not always know what to do. This is why punishment can make things worse. Scolding a panicked dog does not teach calmness. It teaches that fear is dangerous. It teaches that being distressed may bring anger. And a dog who's afraid of being alone does not need more fear placed on top of fear. They need help. They need structure. They need a calmer ritual. They need time. And if your dog's anxiety is severe, if they injure themselves, destroy walls, break crates, drool heavily, scream, or cannot recover after you leave, please seek help from a certified reward-based professional or a qualified veterinary behavior expert. That is not failure, that is love becoming responsible. Because some fear is too heavy for a dog to carry alone. Real trust is not built by making goodbye bigger. It is built by making absence feel survivable. Your dog needs to learn that your leaving does not mean abandonment, that a closed door does not mean love has ended. That silence in the house does not mean they have been forgotten, that you can disappear from sight and still return. This is one of the deepest lessons a dog can learn, and one of the kindest lessons a human can teach. So tomorrow before you leave, do not ask yourself, did I say goodbye enough? Ask yourself something quieter. What emotional message am I leaving behind? Am I leaving panic? Or am I leaving peace? Am I leaving guilt? Or am I leaving steadiness? Am I making the door feel like a tragedy? Or am I teaching my dog that the door is just a door? Because to your dog, goodbye is not only a word, it is the last feeling they carry until you return. Make that feeling calm, make it simple, make it safe. And one day, instead of watching you leave with panic in their eyes, your dog may take a breath, lower their head, and rest. Not because they love you less, but because they finally believe the most important promise you never spoke. You leave. And you come back. Comment 1 if you are ready to change your goodbye ritual tomorrow. Subscribe to Paws Mind, because the more deeply we understand dogs, the more gently we learn to love them.